Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the Bigger, Bigger, Bigger podcast. It's not often we get to say that because it's not often we get another Bigger to join us.
Yes.
We are very honoured and privileged to have Grace Bigger on the podcast. We're going to delve into her life pretty much. She'll be well known around the town and for doing so well. She's got her own six-figure business. She is a mindset coach now. Yeah. And yeah, we're just privileged to have her on.
Thank you. Hopefully going to learn a thing or two and
Maybe empower a few people through this one.
very excited to get chatting and getting delve deeper into it.
Deep into it. Find out the why behind it all. So, Grace, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
You're
very much.
welcome. Thank you
We'll
for having
let you
me.
talk eventually.
Here.
Tell us, you said you've watched them before and you know the first question that's coming at you. Pretty much, we want to find out who it is behind the brand, behind the business, behind the Instagram. So, can you take us back as far back as you want to, comfortably? Your first memory, even?
I think just for me, growing up, really good childhood, never no issues, no trauma, and grew up in Belfast.
It was just,
I didn't know that. Yeah, no.
I've
Yeah.
done my research.
Some people still say to me, "Where are you from?" So I think it comes back.
Yes,
But
some weeks one does
born
some
up here, I
research and
moved
some
down when I
doesn't.
was about 1, and I think I moved up when I was about 15.
What part of Belfast? Go on, tell us.
You won't even
North
know about that.
Belfast.
North Belfast. Rough and ready.
Right.
I was the best man of a guy from North Belfast. I was the best man on his wedding, and it's something I never thought I would ever say, because he was in the army, but he couldn't tell his family.
Yeah.
It was the maddest thing, because I had to make up a speech, and I had the speech made,
Like you had a different job, and then we go to these
Yeah.
places and not these places.
but it was obviously all about the stories. The only way I knew this guy was through the army, and then he was like, the day before, he's like, we're postmen. I was like, what do you mean we're postmen? It's like,
Just change
If,
that.
if anyone asks, we're postmen. I was like, right, okay. Awkward. But North Belfast, how did you end up here?
My dad, well, of both sides of the family, mummy and daddy's family are up here, but granny and granda were always coming up on a Sunday visiting, and I think it was just when I was growing up in Belfast, there was a lot of troubles, and it's not a place for children to be brought up, so I think that's why we moved up, but I love it up here now, definitely want to go back.
You didn't go back to the city?
Did it feel? That's what I would say. Did it feel really countryside from the city when you moved? You know,
Yeah,
like
I was 15.
quite
Townies,
impressionable.
because everyone from the city call everyone else townies.
Country people.
Because I remember
They've got cows and stuff.
I moved from Markfeld to Coke when I was about 15, so like I could walk into the town. Then I moved to Coke and you couldn't walk anywhere. There was just green fields and cows, and I was like, I can't cope.
And
with
one
it.
shop.
You know, I was
Yeah.
just traumatized by the no noise, no street lights, no anything. So I'm sure it was strange.
We moved to Naclockram.
Oh, what?
If anyone doesn't know
I
the
was
Clockerman,
15,
it's so
I had no
tiny.
friends, and I'm like, why have you done this to me? All I see is
no.
cows. Like, what is
And
not?
cows and people being sick every Saturday night.
Cows.
And like if you've
Yeah,
been through
Bentley.
Papa Bentley.
Oh yes. Oh, many a
That's
day.
where we met.
I never actually went to the Bentley. I think I went once.
Oh,
yeah.
you're missing out.
But then people who go to live in the port don't go to the port. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They don't go to Barry's and stuff. So,
Yeah, we met in the Bentley. It was a great spot. Anyone that knows the Bentley will be reminiscing all the good memories right now.
only the ones. Like. 15, moved from the clockroom. So what school did you go to when you came up here? School
High
plays a big
school.
part. Which high school?
Marfeld High
Did you?
School. That's where
Oh,
my
it's
lovely
been a while.
husband first laid eyes on me.
Oh.
We're all Markfeld
Who
High
was,
loyal, so we're all.
who was your favourite teacher?
Oh, art. Mr. Conley.
Mr. Con- yeah, I was
Only
born-
because you could do anything you
Do
wanted.
you remember Mr. Conley?
No, before
didn't
my
have
time.
to
No,
work.
he was there in my time.
Yeah.
I was not free. I'm terrible at anything creative. So I had Mrs. Gray. Was she there?
Oh, yes, I had her do.
a long time ago.
A long time. Yeah, I won't. Only a couple of years ago. Not that long. Just don't tell anyone.
Because we have a couple of teachers who now train in here with us, but like they were teaching when we were there, but like they're only turning.
Yeah,
one of them was only turning 40 now, but like they were teaching us, and I was like, that's mental. So they must have been straight out of teaching school, straight in.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
we're
quite
like,
young.
everyone do burpees, and you know, your teacher, no, you can just stand there. Do you want a cup of tea? Or you're okay. You don't need to do anything.
Still calls her a miss.
Do your burpees, miss.
Yes, don't do anything. Just rest.
And how was school?
Did you
High
enjoy
school. I hated school.
Why?
I just no interest.
Some people don't.
Started working waitressing from the age of maybe 16.
Where'd you waitress out of?
Oh, I was down in
like I want to know
where the
that.
auction,
I
you
know,
know,
yeah.
the Middlestar auctions. They used to have a cafe up above.
Right. Okay. Never been
I
there.
think I started there, but I've always just worked from a young age and enjoyed it.
It's good though to get kids working at a younger age because then they know the value of money. I was always told, like, you see, if somebody gets you a gift and say it's like £20, a minimum wage that when you're a kid's like £4.97, that costs them 4.5 hours of their life.
Yeah.
So if I work everything out in time and how much time it costs, and you're like, geez, that's actually a really nice present.
Well, we both worked from a young age, so we, understand what it is like, and it was just nice to have your own money too, though.
Yeah.
I got £2 an hour washing cars from 13.
I listened to that today. I
Awful.
heard that story. But that was loads back then.
Yeah.
Put manners in
was,
it.
yes, I
Back then.
Like that was years
I just
ago.
turned 30. A wee while ago. So you waitressed for a while. And then when did you and your lovely husband finally?
I think it was 2010 when me and him got together.
Just wasn't for. So you knew each other from school, but you just didn't.
He had a wee crush on me when I was at school, and he wasn't bad enough for me. That was the problem. He was too nice.
That's them biggers for you.
Oh, he
yeah,
shouts
they're
at me
all so
now.
nice.
So much time wasted. But
We really like a bad boy, but they're just too nice.
I saw sometimes I rub my scissors. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're so dangerous.
2010.
I'm getting really hot under the collar here.
Who messaged you first?
he used to buy me. Do you know when you had to buy £5 top-up cards?
Oh,
Oh,
He
that's
used
so
to text
lovely.
me the number. Text me back. There's a voucher for your
Oh,
money.
isn't that so sweet?
But I was just horrible to him back then.
Oh,
I was
but
listening to everybody
obviously,
else.
it just he, wanted to be your boyfriend so bad, like he stuck around even if you were horrible.
Is it they say you have to kiss so many frogs
If I
before you
did
find
things,
me?
Yeah.
oh.
And what? How
So
many? Well,
lovely.
2010. Not very good at
2010.
maths. Keith can do that maths, but that's a
23.
long time.
23.
You've been together.
That's a
long
lifetime.
time.
Yeah.
You could have murdered him and been out by now.
Could have murdered him.
But you didn't.
But you know what?
married
I
him, so-
think if
Not
we
yet.
had got together back then, we probably wouldn't be together. Do you know that
Yeah,
way?
you
I
had
feel
to
like
go
you
through
have
it,
to go
yeah.
through all that before you actually are ready to settle and
Yeah,
be
get
serious.
some things out of your system. Just
yeah.
Yeah, well, we started going out in 2010, so I should have knew them as. Must be a
yeah.
bigger thing.
Must be a bigger thing.
I
That's
know.
a long time. Are you sure?
Yeah, me.
13 years. Where am I getting 23 from? And I was supposed to be the one's good at maths.
I thought you remember in the year 23. I was like, yeah, that's okay.
He's like, I'm 10.
I was like, I was 7.
Well, I'm glad you got the maths wrong because the last
We
podcast
can
I
edit
did
that out,
was-
can't we? Yeah, that's gone. So yeah, 2010. You started messaging stuff. Tell us a bit about your life back then. What was it like? What did you get up to? What was
Back
your hobbies,
then-
interests, sports, exercise? None of it.
Gym.
Did you go to
Always
the gym?
kind of been in. I was actually a level 2 fitness instructor. at a
We
point.
could get you a wee
Oh,
job
the
here. Yeah?
academy
Do you know
watch
why?
out.
I was having this conversation with a girl today, and I think it's always been in me just to take the action. I put myself out for these things, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And then when it comes to it, I'm like, what I say that for? But level 2 fitness, I have been in the waitressing industry. The beauty industry was completely new to me. I've worked in an accounts office, so I've kind of hit everything. But everything I do, I put my all into.
Aye.
But
You
just
get
shows
addicted to it.
You can adapt
Yeah,
well to
just
different
obsessed with
situations
it all.
and put your heart and soul into
Obsessive. That's
everything.
what it is. Because I've just decided recently to open a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I wasn't big into coffee. I knew I liked coffee. Everyone likes coffee. But like, what was I not like last night with that coffee machine? She was like, we have to go
Loving
home now.
life.
The gate locks and I was like, no, I'm just not finished
Just
yet.
in his element, just
Just
Kinda
do get
all
it.
out.
Oh, and
Yeah.
you just like you go to training sessions and all like down in Fidela and stuff just to like just to
But you love
indulge
to
in it.
learn too, and you were just getting really like high off the buzz of learning a new system and a new way of doing something, and then bringing in, like, I suppose, a product or something to the public. So you were in your element.
Yeah, and the place
I was
is
just down to
absolutely
go.
beautiful too.
Yes, Roundabout Coffee is lovely.
Is it open this weekend?
2 weekends ago.
I've seen that.
Yeah, so tell us about getting in the beauty industry because that's your bread and butter now.
The beauty for me, I was working in an office 8 to 5,
Nothing worse.
not much more than minimum wage, it was enough back then, but
Yes.
it was crap.
It just got you by.
I think, yeah,
Surviving.
the lashes really was quite new at that time, and I remember saying to him, I'm going to pay whatever it was, £400 for this lash course. And he says, are you wise to do lashes? Like, he just was like, you're not wise. But nearly stubbornness, I'll make this work
Like, I'm gonna
because
do
you've
all the
said
hard
that.
Yeah.
But I
I
think
can
for
relate
me,
to that though, wasn't it?
yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's a
like,
thing.
don't you
It's
tell
a
me I
thing.
can't because I will.
Tell us the opposite. No, we'll do it.
Oh, you'll do great, sweetie. Yeah, go for it.
Or it's
So-
like at home, he's like, oh, I'll do the dishes. Like, no, you won't. I'll do the dishes, and then they're all done.
But for me, it was get pregnant with Lauren and didn't want to work full time, 8 to 5 with a newborn. So I says that the lashes were a bit of cash in hand
As and when
You
probably
know,
put people in around that time.
through the books.
Oh, yeah. A few tax man watches.
Just a wee
You're
bit of
so-
extra
oh,
money.
Yeah.
Yes.
We side hustle.
It got to the point where I was making more money in my odd evening doing lashes than I was in my office. So
No brainer.
I was like, I'm working in the office, I'm doing beauty.
Reckon yourself doing both.
Lauren's not getting my attention,
Yes.
so what one is it? And I just, that was a scary decision to just think, I'm handing away a wage here to
Are
do something
reliable,
for
like, there every
myself.
day, yes.
But I think you've no choice then.
Yeah.
You have to put your all into it because like I have nothing else.
I remember
that's why-
you lose sleep over it too, though, because you're like sort of like, I have to make this work, or what am
But
I
I
going to
think
do?
you're more determined to make it work because it's yours and you want to see it succeed. And
Yeah.
It's like another baby.
And you
More
don't-
time for it too.
you do, and you don't want to let you don't want to let all the haters laugh or whatever. You want to prove them wrong. So you're like, I'm going to bust my ass and I'm
Yeah.
going to do this really well. And if you think back to our Bentley days, there was no such thing as like eyelashes or eyebrows or nothing like.
And there was
No,
only
Ian's
no
face
brows.
come- nothing like I've got terrible brows, but everything's come so far.
Yeah.
fake tans come on so well too, hasn't it?
I remember like the tanning wipes and the sun
Some
shimmer
shimmer and the rain got you.
Then you were soaked.
Yeah.
And then how long have your beauty business been open now?
I am on the go, I think 8 years, maybe 8 years just in July there.
And like you have a couple of staff members and everything, so business is thriving.
But I never went into it thinking I'm going to have my own business and staff. It just kind of developed. And it's got to the point now where them girls, I could take a month off and that place is still running, which is amazing for my 2 daughters. But I'm so into the mindset and I believe everything happens in your life. Everything that comes in your path happens for a reason. So I believe the lashes came for me to take that step back. And now it's all mindset with me now. I'm completely obsessed with that. So
And are
Yeah.
you taking a step back because you've got your brilliant colleagues, do the work? And are you taking a step back and you're focusing more on your mindset now? Or a
I
bit
think
50-50?
I've been mentored for the last 2 years through personal development, and I kind of went into it thinking, didn't know what it was, to
Aye.
be honest. So it all started around COVID when the beauty salon was closed,
Okay, yes.
and
Boredom set in by the
you were
sounds of
going
it.
out for your 1 hour walk, and I was listening to podcasts, and I was like, I like the sound of this stuff. So get into it then. Didn't know what it was about. But for me, I thought, right, I've got a business. I want help with the business to grow that. But it's been everything and more. I've got so much on a personal level through the personal development, which has helped me be a better mom, be a better wife, better boss. And people are getting the best version of me now, I believe.
That's brilliant. Yeah, and as you say, with that time, you have more time with the girls and everything. Because now you have 2 lovely daughters, so it's lovely just to be able to put that to one side and, be able to go away for the day and just be a better version, as you say,
Yeah.
for them and just be present in the time with them well, which is great.
Yeah, and it's just recently I've started setting boundaries, and that's quite hard.
Isn't it?
We're on the phone and we're scrolling, and the kids are talking to you, and you're lifting your head up from your phone to speak to them, and I'm just like, I just want to have boundaries now where work is work and family's family, and
We
can shut that down.
we started doing this thing. It's called derobing. So like as soon as we go home, we take off any work uniform, and that means we're not working because we were really
do
bad.
you
to the
work
point-
24/7, don't you? Like
Aye.
you don't
But
work.
people don't appreciate
Like our kitchen is
Behind the
like
scenes,
all like everything that is in the kitchen and a laptop smacked in the middle of it. And
Yeah, it's
like,
mad.
It's open, closed, open, closed.
I complained about that today. Like, can this laptop go anywhere else? He's like, no, it needs to stay there. And I'm like, that's
Because if it
annoying,
goes anywhere
like,
else, then you're going to go with it. Do you know what I mean?
So at least we try and maybe if we have to do work, we do it in the same room together, and rather than one sitting in one
But
room.
I think as a business owner, you tend to feel like I need to be there for every message that comes through because that's your income at the end of the day. But I just think people do respect you.
Yeah.
People
They
start
would
to know your
understand. They will
boundaries and they
understand.
know you have a family and
Yeah.
But I think the beauty of what we have is like Alex was going to go back to work after Mabel, but like to do that would take a big childcare's expensive too, and that's whenever we were like, nah, you know what? Why don't you just come and do this? And while she was pregnant, we decided to make her do a PT course.
yeah.
And now look at her. She like
And I
even
bring people to work if I have to, which is.
but like
not
she
ideal,
set up
but we
Re
can do it.
Mama, and like it's for like new parents or new mothers and like their kids and stuff and all this. Like I've never heard of it anywhere else until we started doing it. But to do that was a massive change in mindset for you too.
Yeah, because I am a real office girl. That's all I've known. 9 to 5, sitting at a computer. Just.
But self doubt would be a big thing too, because like
Yeah.
whenever we were telling you to do like
And that
well
was my comfort zone, and then
Aye.
you sent me on the PT course, and
pregnant, Heavily pregnant.
and then like standing in a room like telling people what to do and everything. It's very nerve-wracking, and I was like, no, they'll not listen to me. Like,
Now I don't get
why?
a word in. Only when we're podcasting.
I just didn't think people would listen to me. I had no confidence or anything like that. So it took a long time. And some days, depending on my, how I'm feeling, I was like, Keith, you need to take this class, or can you just give me 5 minutes?
But that's your inner thoughts. That's you thinking those things. And that's what personal development, like people think of, I've probably lost the plot the way I'm going with this, all with events and stuff. But for me, it's like,
But who cares
it's
what they
that
think?
self-confidence. And don't let outside circumstance like stop you from doing the
I'm
things you
so
want to
bad.
do.
Like we were talking on the podcast a couple weeks ago, like I'm the biggest hype woman. Like I will cheer you on and I'll go to things, but
But when
like,
it comes to you,
I will not
Your own
cheer
events,
myself on.
I
I'm
know.
like, no, like
Yeah.
I'll be in the back in the corner, cowering away. But it's definitely something maybe Grace might need to help me with, but we'll work on it. Yeah, definitely.
But it's just taking you out of your comfort zone. And I just step out in faith all the time. I don't know. I just think if it doesn't work out, at least I've tried.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'd rather say I've tried at something and it hasn't worked out than, God, I wish I had done that 5 years ago.
And maybe
or-
you're looking at your girls too and thinking, I want them to grow up confident and not nervous or anything. So them getting to watch you is great. And
But
they're
see,
gonna
even
maybe
that personal development, dealing with your inner child, like there's so much to it, so much looking within, and it's knowing what to say to your daughters or your sons or your children, whatever. It's bringing them up because we're brought up how our parents believe in things and their beliefs and what they believe in, everything else. But I
just
now
what you
know,
know.
yeah. Yeah, so it's just, you're making the change for yourself and your family. You're changing your generation.
Because we're just winging it every day, aren't we? Mabel will be 2 whenever this goes live, and some days she's like an angel, and then other days we're just pulling her hair out, going, "What happened to you? You were just so lovely yesterday, and now you're like a demon."
challenging, yeah.
She's just getting that. Everyone's like, "Oh, she's just that stage, or she's just a girl. Girls are so much harder than boys."
But isn't that how you have to like do driving lessons to drive a car, but you don't have to do anything to have a kid? And
I know that you
But
just
I
have a
love
baby and they
that. See
send
what
you
you've
home.
just said. I always say that to my clients and stuff. It's like, see when you're reprogramming your mind, these new positive thoughts, it's the practice. So if people goes to one personal development thing, they're like, that didn't work for me. It's a load of
Aye.
rubbish, woo woo. But you don't get into a car in your first lesson and know how to drive.
yeah.
Do you ever
Definitely
drive
not.
somewhere and think, how the hell did I get here?
all the time
Because you
some-
do it
sometimes-
automatic.
sometimes. Yes.
So
Ah,
the
so-
more you focus on this personal development and your affirmations and your gratitude, you get up and just, even my breathing, my breath work, whenever Lily, she's my youngest one, we'll chat about them, but they're autistic. So she's non-verbal, would get a bit overwhelmed when she can't, let us know what she wants.
Yes.
And even just breathing through that, like I am counting to 10. Sometimes it's hard, but it's like she comes out of it a lot quicker.
Because you don't get worked up nearly
Yeah.
as well, and
And if the kids
I get
are
worked up, like,
hard
I
work,
add to
it's
the
like I
situation.
can't cope today. I was
Yeah.
texting him, you need to come home and help me today. Like, but no, it's just so much better. It just changes everything in your life.
And as you say, then she responds better to that too. So then the whole situation just calms down
Yeah.
that much
Jesus,
quicker.
hold that quick.
No,
But
our
it's the
house is-
reputation, and like you wouldn't come into the gym and
You wouldn't just lose a stone in it.
lift
after one
100
session,
kg
yeah.
and think I'm going to go back next week and do 90.
It's convincing
You're
people
gonna
too of that.
continue
that
to
they need
do
to
more.
practice and do, because
Yeah.
some people just expect results or changes
It
Instantly.
doesn't happen
instantly.
overnight.
What did you say?
Can you tell us more about your work with? We've seen you posting your events and stuff and all, but the autism and your kids, because you're a real like advocate for it, and you're like a lot of people don't talk
No,
openly
it's a real
talk about
taboo
things.
subject, or they don't say because it's bad or their children are bad, but that's not it, and that's
I think
so
it's the
unfair.
acceptance. The events that I've been holding, we go through the whole 5 levels, and you've your denial, you're blaming people, and you've all these different levels of just dealing with that diagnosis. But for me, I just found it so overwhelming, not only because you're just fighting for their right all the time, which is so hard, but I had so many clients coming in and they're talking about their own kids and they're saying, what's Lily doing? And I was having to repeat myself all the time, which I found this is really difficult. But now, with me being a bit more open about the whole thing, people just know. People know, what their wee struggles are, and it's just helped me massively. But just helping other parents, I think them going through it and speaking to me is
But it
is
probably
that
just calms
support
them
they
down
need.
and makes them,
Normalizes it.
yeah, like their life is just they might think it's so crazy and they're doing it alone. But speaking to your hearing your story about the girls, you know,
But you
they
do,
can relate
you
to
feel
you know.
like you're fighting by yourself all the time because nobody system, like, they're so
slow,
overwhelmed, and
yes.
It's not their fault, but
yeah, so the wee groups that I've been holding are just parents from autistic children, and the support, just even chatting to other people that's going through the same thing is just lovely. So that's what I'm trying to promote at the moment as well.
I know, like, because even just in our wee mama classes, the mummies being able to talk to each other about maybe the birth they had or breastfeeding issues, and they might have friends that are, you know, still going out partying, drinking all weekend, and they don't understand. So
Yeah.
them being able to come to this class and speak to like-minded, you know, mummies, they feel so much better for leaving and having that bond with someone that they can relate to and share issues with, and not feel, you know, silly, or that their friends not listening to them,
Yeah.
or you know,
or judged.
or judged. You know, like, here's such a safe place for all that stuff, and that's what you're promoting as well, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Tell us more about it though. Like how long have you been doing it?
Or, you know,
So
Can you talk about your
Lauren,
girls?
both my girls
Yeah.
are autistic. Lauren is 8. She's 100% flying through mainstream school, no real issues. Wee bit of stimming and stuff when she gets, too excited, things like that. But Lily is non-verbal. She'll be 5 now in 2 weeks' time, so a wee bit more challenging with her. But I think really just this last year, I've really started to put myself out there with it, and done 2 events, one in Macrofelt there and one in Cookstown, which were really successful. Everybody was coming, and again, I put it out thinking I just want to help people, and if me doing this helps one person get over that mental health or that overwhelm, or a lot of these parents don't even have partners and they're dealing with this by themselves. So I'm just like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm going out to help one person. If that one person finds
the
me
one,
useful,
yeah.
then
and they might say to another person, you know, and it'd be like a domino effect, and it'll really help. And as you say, you know, issues, you know, like that might separate parents, so that maybe a mum is on their own or a dad's on their own, and it's just nice knowing they can come.
it's hard, I don't know. I honestly don't know how any one single parent does it, and it's great that you even have that support within your gym. I'm in contact with a few like solo mom clubs, which it's single parents
Yes.
struggling. But yeah, it's difficult.
Well, I was just gonna say my brother was non-verbal for a long, long time. But you know, he got help, was able to get help eventually, and he went on to do university, and
He's nearly Doctor McConnell.
yeah, nearly finished his PhD and everything. So anyone listening, and yourself, like, it's not the end of the road, and so many
Yeah.
things will happen. Like, she's still very, very young, so
I think that's what it is. It's more acceptance, not awareness. Everybody knows what autism is. They just don't know. It's such a wide range.
there's
and
not
they
just
don't
one
know.
thing,
Yeah,
yes.
they're not. I have 2 girls and they're completely different. But the acceptance is how we adapt to their life, and how society need to just like be open to the things that they need. And it doesn't mean that they're learning difficulties or anything like that. Like, they can go on and go to university and be really
they
smart.
can,
So
yeah. So just, you know, letting everybody know that that is a really huge possibility for them. Well, do you feel that Markerfelt or the surrounding areas are getting more, what's the word, you know, adapting to maybe kids or people with autism, like maybe having like sensory rooms or special wee indoor play areas, you know, to help parents and, you know, that
I think
sort of
it is,
situation?
but there's still not enough out there. We take the girls to a wee play sensory room for half an hour. It's £20 for half an hour. Well, it's like, why can you not? Why is there not something that the kids
Like,
can
the parks
go
are
to?
free, like the normal parks for everyone.
But
you know,
even the
why-
parks, if they're too full, the kids won't go in because
Yes,
they
they're
can't.
scared,
It's
nervous.
overwhelmed. It's
Yes.
the
£20 for half an hour.
Yeah.
So they're paying just to play. It's not fair.
I know, considering like you can go anywhere.
But you do it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
of
You
course
want
you
them to
do.
have fun, but
that,
it's
right,
like,
yes.
why is there that difference? There should be. But it's the government. It's how there's no funding.
No, and if you think even maybe back 5 or 10 years ago, there wasn't anything like that. So it's coming a long way to get this, but it's still not right. So hopefully in another few years, it'll be even better. Which, you know,
Someone's
the
just
girls
seen
are
a way
gonna
of
do.
making money there, haven't they?
Yeah.
But I even see the personal development. Like, even if my oldest girl is having a wee cry over something, I'm doing the breathing with her, and I'm like, count to 5, do your breathing around your fingers, and like loads of that stuff helps her.
Yeah, well, that's
come out of her wee
brilliant.
meltdowns and stuff. So yeah.
Can you tell us more about, like, you know, whenever you first started noticing it in the girls? Like, because it's always something I've been
With
really
Lauren
interested
now,
in.
I found it's a bit like you say, like, people don't want their children labelled, or
Yeah.
they don't want them to feel different from their friends in school. But with Lauren, it was the nursery. It was actually Angela. She went out to Ballyrona Nursery. They're brilliant out there.
Yeah, we're thinking Mabel might go there. Hopefully. Oh,
she's
That's
so
another
good.
bigger.
Yeah.
Another bigger.
Beggars everywhere.
Beggars everywhere. But she had noticed a few wee traits, and I just found it so hard to accept because I was like, there's nothing wrong with my child.
How dare you?
She
Yes,
can
no, you
say
were
the
really taking it
alphabet.
offensive.
I found it hard, but she said, you know what, if you go through the system,
But fair
get
play
her
to her for
tested,
bringing it up,
3
though.
or 4, they do.
But
They,
fair play to her for
I'm
Yeah.
sure they're nervous telling you because you don't know how maybe the parent might react to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but I suppose it's just making you aware to get into that system early as you can because it is a slow
Yeah.
process.
Well, with her, because I had no real concerns, I said, go on ahead, we'll go through with it and we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So she was only diagnosed, they were both diagnosed around the year of COVID. Lauren was diagnosed when she was 6, but because of some of the traits that I'd seen, like lining up toys, stimming, you know, when they're excited, their hands are flapping, spinning around, wee things like that, I noticed it right away with Lily.
Or what age,
So
roughly?
Lily was only, there's no words or nothing at 1.
Yeah.
And she was lining everything up. Like we used to laugh. Her toy box was just lying across the floor. And you couldn't have moved one thing. She would have knew exactly where
Where it
that had
was.
to go. And it was meltdown if you touched it. Like we laugh now, but it was,
But they,
you just have to
such,
adapt.
They're such brilliant minds, even at that age, to know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so clever at 1, you know, being able to put things in a line and remember where was, you know, everything.
yeah,
Their wee brains just hold so much.
just
like,
a
it's
different way of
amazing.
thinking. Yeah, but they know exactly where everything's supposed to be. And so with her, we just decided to take her private and we had the diagnosis on the day. Like it was amazing. So the ball was rolling really fast with her.
Because we were concerned, remember, because Mabel's 2 next week, 2 weeks ago. But like she's only really starting to find her words now, isn't she?
She can say like mummy and daddy, but I'm very like comparing things on Instagram because kids around Mabel's age are younger and they can say so many more words or make animal noises, and we just don't know. It could be normal. Obviously, we've nothing to compare to, but we are a wee bit worried. So
She starts nursery this year, is it?
her birthday's in the end of August, so probably next year. So she goes to wee childminders and like she has a great time, and we always sneak in and watch her. She's running around and, you know, playing and laughing and everything, which we love to see. But and her childminder says she says a few words there,
Counts
but
to 4
I think
apparently,
she
but we've
forgets them
never
on the
heard
way
it.
home,
You know what I mean?
you know.
They always behave differently. My
Don't
mummy
they?
says, there's nothing wrong with that child. She doesn't take tantrums.
Oh,
Aye.
well,
Come and live with us.
You've never seen a tantrum like a Mabel tantrum. I
We've
tell
just
you.
moved into our new house and we were like, the neighbours are going to call the police. Like, see when you left her
But
out of the
even
bath,
just
so
that
we can-
transitioning in their wee minds, like you've took her to a new house. She doesn't, you know, wee things like
She
that.
seems to
is-
love it.
She does
She
love
love
it
it.
when she's in a good mood. She loves it, but she, you know, when they're in full blown tantrum, throwing themselves on the ground.
Well, she throws herself
No
down.
matter where, like she could hit her head, she doesn't. But like, doesn't no matter if there's walls around or anything. She just fling herself
Dramatic.
down.
Like you,
Just another bigger, isn't it?
bigger
Gifted.
thing. It's a
Yeah,
bigger
I'm an
thing.
angel, so my mum says it's not me. I was like, Mum, was I like this as a child? She's like, no, you were so good. And I was like, it's him, definitely him.
She wanted to go to the bath today, so I was like, right, we'll take you to the bath, middle of the day, and
Middle of the morning,
Middle
so
of the
she was
morning.
exhausted the rest of the day because
Oh,
Daddy put her in
no.
the bath at 11 a.m.
the bath was on TV. And I said, do you want to go to the bath? And she swung off the stair gate. So I put her into the bath, but then as soon as you let the water out, it's game over. Like
meltdown mode.
you have to catch her before she starts throwing
She's
herself
like
in
a
the
fish
bath.
flapping around, you know, when they
And
take.
then she's kind of slippery because she's got soap on her. But like I had to like hold her until she stopped.
But Lily's like that. Like she does not. She loves water, loves pools, loves playing in water, hates a bath. And she's literally standing and he's holding her while I'm trying to wash her, and she's squealing. And I'm like,
hard,
the
isn't
neighbours will think we're murdering our child, but it's just a sensory thing. I think she just doesn't like it in her space,
Maybe, yeah.
like washing her hair and stuff. So it's hard.
It is.
You know.
Look, you know yourself, then you get a bit of water or soap in your eyes, and, you know, it's awful. So
Yeah.
you can imagine when they're so young. You know, you have to remember that the world is so big compared to what we see it, you know. So
Yeah.
like, I'm sure we things are
Back when it
so
was
big
easier.
things. Do you remember if you ever went back to primary school, like a visit, like if your brothers are younger than you and you go back to sports day and you're maybe in like first year and you go into the P1 classroom and the seats are tiny and you're like,
I know.
they're
how
like
do I-
doll seats. They're like, where
So
did I
true.
sit? You know, where the toilets are so small or
Yeah.
they're not normal size at all.
Next time we're going out to a nursery in Claudia or Claudia. Claudia or Claudia? Which one is it? Claudia.
Maybe
There's
two
two, isn't there?
yeah.
Is it?
Claudia and
The one
Claudia.
is near Port Glenone.
One's
Claudia.
near-
Claudia. Is
I'm
it?
not mentioning nothing because I know I have a geography degree, but I don't know.
Well, I went out there and then obviously when you're saying that about the toilets and stuff and all, and I was like, here, can I use the bathroom before we start? Because I used to take kids for physical exercise. And they were like, I just go in there, and I went in and I walked back. I was like, I can't use that toilet.
Totally.
They expect me to sit in it.
Grace, what do you see yourself going forward? Sorry, the microphone hit the microphone there. With your personal development and motivational like talks and everything, what do you see coming up even in the next year or two? What would you?
Because you are getting very confident on like stories and stuff and all. We are
Think
intrigued.
so?
Yeah, massively.
And I think as
And
you
with
say, your
us on them.
confidence is there, and you could talk to one
It's
person
not
or
even.
100,
I've always
you know.
kind of been bubbly and outgoing. Like I've never really had that quite shy attitude. But I think just the confidence is coming from within. I just don't care about what anybody thinks
Yeah.
anymore. And for me, it's just like I'm out to help people with this. I'm enjoying my own journey. Like I love being mentored and I love learning.
Yeah, like you wake
for
up
my
every day
own
excited for
yeah.
the day, and like if you wake up having a hard day, they're getting less and less because you're getting really into your
It's
your
just
journey.
having that awareness. Like if you wake up and something's went wrong, you've had a hard morning with the kids or whatever, that spirals into your day. And then you're maybe arguing at night. And I just think I have the awareness now to, yes, whatever happened there was not good. So just give me 15 minutes. And it's like a meditation or a wee bit of gratitude or a quick walk. So it's just having that awareness to say, right, enough's enough. This isn't going to affect the rest of my day.
Yes.
And that's massive. Like people just don't know where that line is. And it's all about just raising awareness for that.
And as you say, practice too, because people might not get it just straight off the bat, but like a couple of times a week, getting that wee walk in and just build it up and taking that wee 5 minutes to yourself. I remember that's what we used to say when Mabel had colic and reflux when she was wee, and she'd be screaming the house down.
So
and the health visitor would be like, just step out of the room, like she's fine in her cot, she can't get out. Just, go out, take a deep breath, because if I was all worked up, that was not going to help
Yeah.
the situation. And
They
obviously-
feel your energy, 100%. We're all energy. Do you ever walk into a room and it's like that atmosphere in there was brutal and nobody
Aye.
spoke?
Yeah.
We give off energy. So the kids feel that.
So it's just about keeping that good energy, and as you say, just putting that bad morning in the drawer. And
I think you'd really like it here,
Me?
we're all about good energy, good community, having the crack.
Maybe.
Leave all the
Maybe.
worries outside and you feel so much better in an hour.
Honestly. That's one of Stuart's big things, is like being an energy giver, not an energy
I think it's
taker.
finding, though, like, my hubby loves to go to the gym. So if he needs to just release, he's
That's
away
where
out
you-
to the
yes.
gym.
But you see, your problem is you went and sat in that assault bike you were doing something for charity,
Oh,
weren't
he's
you?
got a new bike now, too.
I seen it.
He's not wise.
He got one of the same bike ergs
Oh, very good.
all over it.
No need for it.
Yes, there is. Exercise
It's
is
a bigger
great.
thing, not only for half the stuff.
Did you order them?
Yeah.
Yep, happy days. We're getting rolling.
That's a story for another day.
Do you never find sort of that meditation, that good feeling, the endorphins releasing whenever you exercise?
Love that. You always feel good after exercise. Do you want to do it? No.
And you half dead in the middle of it, yep.
But it's like, how am I going to feel after this? I know I need to do it. And it's being disciplined, whatever you're doing,
I just
personal
need to
development, walk. It's having that discipline to say, I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for myself. I'm going to do this and feel really good after it.
Well, what about this? On camera right now. 7 days. Just do 7
Free
days with
trial.
Ray Academy. 7 days of it. Yes, no.
We'll get her in
Challenge.
yet. The girls will go back to school, you have a wee bit more free
Maybe.
time.
We have a half
Yeah.
9 class.
Maybe.
That's,
There we go.
I'm normally in the half 9 class. Come and train with me.
We've actually Lily's P1
Step out of your
induction
comfort
today.
zone.
Oh, how did
Oh.
it go?
Oh, I cried.
Oh.
I think it's just emotional when you know it's a big bad world and they're going out, but she's gone into the
don't.
special unit now, 6 pupils, 6 kids.
But it's so, they should get so much attention in one-on-one.
But I'm just living for the fact that I might have my mornings to myself to do these things.
Like the half
You
9
know,
class at Ray
only an
Academy.
hour
Monday,
a day.
Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Sorted.
And some of them
6 months
ladies
free
go for a walk
membership
after, so you
on
can-
camera.
Yeah.
We'll see how you feel after the first week.
But I love training, but I think just at the minute it's the mindset with me, it's within.
And how long did it take you to change your mindset for anyone watching that is really intrigued and really want to work on this?
They say a habit starts to, what's saying, like 30 days.
Yeah.
You do something for 30 days and it starts to become a habit. So it felt like when I was doing these things, gratitude, I used to think meditation was just for hippies. Like, why are they doing that? Sit on the floor.
Yeah.
Didn't get it, didn't understand it, but now I know it's just about calming the mind. So whenever you're overwhelmed and you're thinking too many things and you have anxiety or stress, you just said you'd lost sleep over the coffee shop.
Everyone's been commenting. We all wear
So
whips now.
meditation just blanks the mind. Like the thoughts just go.
I'm
But
not
then
there
if the
yet.
thoughts go, right, when do you get them back? So you're like, I still have
When
to
you
do all
run
this.
after them.
Yeah. I spend more time running after them.
They float in and out. So it's just
I have no time for them to float out though.
He's a busy boy, just like bang, bang, bang. Just saw something. That's maybe one thing he needs to work on is just
Time
you know,
management.
yeah, or just even putting them thoughts away for an hour to be
Present.
present in something else, and then
I
pick them up
agree.
in an hour. Like
But boundaries will sort that,
you know, they're still going to be there in an hour, or 2 hours or whatever. Because it's hateful going say to the cinema and you're like, oh, I'm going to probably have.
But
like
I think
a
you
million
need to sit with it. So if there's something that's on your mind or holding you back or just giving you that negative energy, sit with it, write it out. Like what is going on here? What has caused this? Why am I feeling like this? And then you deal with it and you move on.
And
And a lot of people don't do that. They build up and build up and then
Yeah.
they explode.
Yeah.
People turn to drink, people turn to drugs,
And maybe the same with friends or, just anything negative in your life. I'm not saying just like cut it cold turkey in one day, but, realize the people that are maybe having negative thoughts, putting negative thoughts in your mind or, stuff too. So that's probably a big part of it.
Yeah. I just think
And having a
even-
good close friend circle, a good close family circle that support you. And
They say the 5 people you spend your most time with is how you'll turn out. That's so true. And I think that's why your circle gets smaller.
As you get older.
Not within the business, obviously, but yeah, you
Yeah,
just
if you're
start
People who you choose to spend time with.
people who's bringing down your energy, you don't want to be around,
Yeah.
or you spend less time with them.
Have you noticed yourself doing that over the past year or two?
Oh yeah, just cutting people out now. Here
even
go,
just
I
as you
can't deal
grew,
with
like becoming
yeah.
a mother and everything too, probably just
It's just
different
about
journey.
the time and the boundaries. Like, why am I wasting my time with this person whenever they make me feel like this?
yeah.
I've been in company of people who talk about other people, and then I'm thinking, if I wasn't here and they were there, would you be talking about me? And as soon as I realized that, and as soon as I started to like, that's
But
an actual
people
thing.
do that
yourself
without
now.
even realizing.
That's just negative people.
Yeah.
Or they just like to hear
It's just
themselves talk.
society.
Yeah.
People.
Isn't it?
I
It's-
think
it's
even
a
with
Northern
the
Ireland thing.
salon, when people were coming in having a rant or having a bad day, we're
I'm
like
sure you've heard many
therapists.
stories, yeah.
So amazing.
Can't be repeated
But-
anything these walls.
That's another
hold all
story.
the same.
But now I'm just like, I know how to flip their mindset now
Yes.
to something good and just get that out of them.
Because before you probably were just adding
sitting
to the
going along,
conversation.
oh, that's
yes.
terrible. Like, tell me more.
Yes.
No.
But now
So we
you're
cut that out
yeah,
now.
but like, oh, maybe why don't you do this instead, or think about this.
It's just about making them feel good, like self-care. I think people look at you and they're like, look at him. He loves himself. Oh, he's a big ego. But for
talking about
me,
me?
yeah, the self-love it's not about
It's real
ego.
taboo and stuff at the minute, though. But it's getting better.
I just think, why would you not love yourself? Like, why would you not want yourself to be happy?
Because
Or
everyone's their
confident
biggest
or-
hypocrite, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
Like you're not skinny enough, you're not pretty enough, your hair's not curly enough, or there's just so. That we were talking last week about like Instagram and everything. Like I think social media is so good and it's really benefiting your business and it's great for so many things. But then it also has those negative impacts too. So what I said, unfollow all those pages or bloggers that.
Because Alex
people-
used to follow 5,500 people.
We cleared this up that I do not follow that many people, or I did not used to. But
How many was it?
not that many, but you just like unfollow all the
Gossiping.
bad ones. It was a lot, but it wasn't that many. But like that's a good starting point too for self love, like unfollowing, all those things. Because you wake up in the morning, check your phone, and you don't need to start your day just seeing
Yep.
someone annoying you.
And just spread positivity on it now.
Yeah, but
Pictures of Mabel all the time.
but I think that's why. See, when I put up a post about work, like you don't get as many likes as putting up a reel. Like, see if I put a photo up of having a cry after a meltdown
Yeah.
with the kids, everybody's messaging.
yes,
People relate to that. People resonate and they want to know more about that. So I just think, just be real.
yeah.
You know what I
Like, 'cause
mean? I'm normal. Yes, I'm positive, but I'm
I just
also
be
a mummy and I'm normal.
Because I was talking to a couple of people today, and I was like, "Oh, we, recording our podcast and everything, and we still get really nervous." And they were like, "But I just love you just talking rubbish." They were like, "I."
You love
I
watching
don't
people.
want-
yeah.
they're like, I don't want to see you
You-
like scripted
Talk
or,
rubbish.
or practice. They said they just love us like chit chatting or like winding each other up because that's just normal.
Yeah.
And it makes them feel like, oh well, they're having troubles or, they're having a hard time as parents, and that's okay.
People used
so
to say
I am
that to
okay,
me. It's all right for you. You have a big business. Actually, it's not all right for me.
That's
Did you
not
notice people
nice.
You
started
don't
treating?
see.
Did you
Yeah,
realize people started
people
treating you
say that.
different whenever you started being successful?
And maybe
people
bought something
pass-
nice or
Your
Past-
friends wouldn't
past
even
judgment.
like your stuff. Nobody wants
I
to see
said
you
that
do
as
well.
if your closest people will never like your stuff, but someone from
Or you
know,
don't- you've never
Manchester
met.
that you never met.
Yeah.
Like an Instagram friend, they will comment and they'll like on everything.
Your clients will be your biggest supporters, 100%.
Because I always said, like, none of my friends I grew up with train here. None of them. Barely speak to them.
People don't like to see you do well, only because it's something within them.
Yeah.
They're jealous. Not
so-
that they're all jealous, but you
Somebody
know what I
actually
mean?
said
They're
it's like
just
it's small town syndrome. So they think there's this bucket of success, right? And if I take a scoop out of it, there's a scoop less for everybody else.
and they're all fighting. And
Yeah.
yeah.
There's so much. Like anyone could be anything they want.
Yeah.
You know, there's
I think people just need to get out of.
And that's what we do. The 3-month course that I facilitate for Kim Calvert, Dynamite Lifestyle, it's all around like setting your goals, finding your purpose, and that accountability to move you forward to do the things that you want to do.
so you like work with people to help them, like you know, make their plan and follow through, and
Just let go of all the limiting beliefs that are holding you back, and then we move you forward with goals and desires.
I think people find it easier, you know, like as if you're like on their shoulder, like telling them, and
you do. You need that
you do
accountability.
because
Yeah.
if you
The head
send,
coach.
yeah, you just need someone there, just a few good wee words. And even like sometimes when I'm training, like I could be struggling, but someone will be like, come on Alex, or you know, and you just need those couple of words, and then you know you go for another couple of minutes and you're flying, you know. So it's just like that, you know,
Yeah.
speaking to yourself a bit kinder, and you know,
And I think that's why the mentor is so important, because when you are trying to change old habits, you need that. You need somebody to be like,
I'd
and
say
you've got one on
Yeah.
each shoulder going, no, that don't do this, and then this, like,
because
I
if
can
your
do this.
if your husband or your wife says it to you, you're like, what do you know? But then if you have an outside
Or
influence,
they just have to say it.
but you rub off. Like even me and Garth, he's so supportive with the kids, and he'll even say to me now if he knows I'm getting a wee bit just worked up, you know, go and read your book.
Yeah, well,
he's
that's
such a good lad, though, isn't he?
He is, I have to
He does
say.
He's
one of my
No, he
favourite
is. He really is. He's so supportive, and I'm
brilliant.
lucky and blessed to have that. You know what I mean?
That's nice that he's seeing the wee, you know, things coming through, and then you know you can go away just for 5 minutes, and that can stop an argument or stop like a meltdown or anything. You know, which is great that you know,
Yeah.
you've got to that stage, and then you feel better for it, and he feels.
He's doing so
better 'cause
well
you
now
feel
too,
better.
isn't he? With working everything. He's smashing it.
He's
We'll
flat
talk
out.
about him, like, but he's a good lad.
I've been warned not to
Not-
talk about him.
Not
I'm
a-
joking.
I suppose, like, but he'd be benefiting from all the personal development too, because you'd be able to like.
Bit more
He
pleasant to be
loves,
around.
he
You know.
loves, he loves all the motivational stuff. He follows all these people on Instagram, but it's just a
Like
different.
David Goggins and stuff.
It's just different. It just depends what you enjoy.
Andrew Tate.
Like I love all that.
Darn,
law
beat
of
that out
attra-
again.
I'll get it in.
I just love all the law of attraction. Like I love all that mindset stuff.
When
Some
that
people
whole
don't.
secret thing came out, then was it Andy Malone was the big guy for that, wasn't he? No, do you know Andy Malone? No,
Just off him.
yeah, he was
You allowed
like,
to say his name?
am I allowed to say him? Yeah, Darn allows me to say him.
Don't know.
But he was so I used to get up and I was going to work early in the morning. My first class is at 5 a.m. and he was already up and he had a video on Instagram and he was just powering through and I was watching and everyone would have been like, oh, Andy Malone's going off on one again. But I was like, I had a fire. I was ready to go. He was saying certain things that resonated with me. I just love
Yeah.
it.
Different people resonate. Kim resonated with me, but
Can you tell us more about Kim? 'Cause
even see
I'm intrigued
today,
by
like
it,
I
but-
had a good cry. It's the law of rhythm. For every up that you have, there'll always be a down. There'll always be a dip. Something happen, and then you go right back up. That's universal laws. Like there's no, so that's what gets me through. Like the harder times, you know, with the
And if
kids,
they
it's
won't
like
last
I
forever,
know
you know.
there's going to be something. And my amazing is fully booked salon. You know, incomes flying through the roof. Like it's good when it's good, but then
Yeah.
you go through that dip, and it's just knowing that there's better coming. So
Yeah,
you're just
it's
up
nice.
and down all the time.
It can be hard to remember in the midst of that, but you know, the good,
Yeah.
it always comes good again,
Yeah.
and you know, because we would find that with business, I suppose it's like any business, you have you know good days, bad days.
Quiet months, busy
Yeah.
months. Yeah. Tell us about the mentoring.
Yes.
Tell us more about it. You
Did
said
you-
you do
2
you.
years, I think, I'm with her. A year and a half.
And you sort of like got attracted to Kim. Is there ones that you'd heard before her that you're just like, no, this is not for me?
She is Bob Proctor's number one. You know who Bob Proctor is? Legend.
know.
Legend. We've actually a 2-day event this weekend, and Brian Proctor is going to be one of the speakers. So I'm really
That's the
looking
son,
forward
isn't
to
it? He
that.
wrote
The
a book,
son.
didn't he?
Writes a book and all, yeah. So with her, she was just saying stuff. Do you want more time?
I read her story.
You know, I
Her
just
story's
found
good.
that, yeah, I just resonated with her, but it was actually through one of Bob's seminar, 5-day seminar, webinar things that she had come on to speak. But I know of Kim from way back, and she was like into the fitness industry. She was bodybuilder,
Oh, is she?
winning
Oh,
all,
I didn't know
winning all. I think maybe, don't quote me on that. Phil Graham maybe was her coach, but.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, so I was like, I know this girl. Like she's Belfast or some direction. I'm going to look her up. And then it was just this whole what is this all about? And watching her videos, and
I just
Yeah,
it just
just-
related to you, and you just wanted to know more.
it's like you saying Andy
Andy
Malone
Malone.
says stuff. That you're
Right.
just like, what? That makes sense.
So
So
she's your mentor now for
Oh,
your
but
personal
he's not my
development and
mentor.
everything.
You're just putting that out there. He's not.
yeah, so she's my mentor. So we have maybe 3-4 Zoom calls a week, and it's all about. It can be if your hot seat coaching, which is you bring your problems, anything work related, personal related. She's mentoring you on it. We have study lessons, and it keeps me right. It's that accountability and
Yeah.
showing up, and you don't never lose your awareness. I just think you keep learning. There's never going to be a point where I think, I know it all now. I don't need you anymore. I just think you always hear something differently, or you take something. You just raise your level of awareness.
And now that you've been with her now these couple of years, you're going on to be, a Kim yourself.
Yeah, so she's brought out a 3-month program. So I'm a facilitator, which means I'm your weekly accountability
Yes.
partner. So you're having your Zoom calls
Brilliant.
and stuff with me. But I also want to just step out and do my own. I have been doing a few one-to-ones, with personal girls. But yeah, I think that's just, I'm not getting old, but I think I've had 8 good years in the salon. I'll still have the salon, but I just feel like this is more my
This is your
path
time now at the minute, yes.
with the kids, and yeah, I'm just getting to that age. I
You're
think
enjoying it.
Yeah.
old and wise.
I know, but you can work hard, play hard, and just enjoy the time with the girls, when they are young, because we know they grow up so fast.
yeah,
I know you've got trusted colleagues, they can work away in the salon, and then you can work your calls and everything around,
Yeah.
when the girls are at school and everything, so it's great, and your business will just grow and grow.
yeah.
Like, I think this is only, it's
Start for Grace Becker.
only the start, but yeah, when people are only getting to know about this,
A
so
new
it's only going to grow.
industry. It's scary. Like I'm
like a
I'm
new
throwing
niche,
myself out here and I haven't a clue. Well, I'm not. I do have a clue what I'm doing, but it's like it's new to me.
Yes.
And I
Just
just
like the
think, well, the
lashes
lashes
was
was
new.
new.
Yeah.
The
And
gym, the PTM was new.
And 8 years
So
later, look where you are. So
yeah.
imagine where you're going to be in another 8 years.
that's probably one bit of motivation for somebody who's thinking about doing something. Just do it, because where will you be in a year's time, or 2 years' time, or 3 years'
Just
time?
answered my last question. Hold up. Cut that out.
She's a wee bit psychic too.
I am actually.
She's watched too many of these. Yeah, so we can wrap it up there because how long was that?
I
there?
think,
Was-
yeah, we've kept.
Wait,
It feels like 20 minutes.
We
I don't want to go
promised-
home now.
We promised her we wouldn't keep her all night, obviously, because she's a busy woman. But
So I just want to chat all night.
I know.
the next time Grace comes on,
on next
it'll
week
just
again.
be
The
She'll be in
jumper.
the
reimbursed.
9:30 class with me training.
Kids
and
and
I'll
all.
let these two tear on next time. Oh, you're gonna, so, last question, because you know it's coming. Talking to 18-year-old Grace, what would you tell them, knowing what you know now?
I would just say, don't follow the masses. Don't do what everybody else is doing. Don't go out drinking because your friends are going out drinking. Just step out in faith and do the things that you want to do.
You don't be nervous.
Yeah,
it's
don't
good.
care what anyone else thinks.
No.
That's what we do a lot of things for when we were younger, because we want to be cool, we want to don't want to be judged and stuff.
I think I was so settled in my teenage years. I never really had that crazy year.
Yeah, I was.
But I did
Shut up.
before me and hubby got together. It was like off the rails for a full year.
That's okay, and then you just get grounded again and settle down. Because then you'll never know regrets. You did all that crazy stuff.
Literally, no regrets, lessons and everything.
Yeah.
Don't regret anything, but I've
You've
took
learned from
massive lessons from them.
That's what they're there for.
Amen.
Woohoo.
Thank you so much.
So you'll see Grace cutting
Thank
about the
you.
gym, and I'm sure we'll get her back on,
Yes.
especially whenever she's running more events and stuff. And it's a good place to tell the masses about what it is you're doing. But thank you very much.
Instagram handle down too, and link everything when this goes live, and we'll let everybody how to find you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll see you again next week.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wasn't that easy? 20 minutes, you thought
it just was so easy.
I just chat.